Hello guys, we have this question on binomial expansion. Let's see how we can answer it. So it reads, if the coefficient of the x squared term in the expansion of 1 minus 3x to the power n is 90, find the value of n. Okay, so what we can do first of all is, let's write it as a binomial expression. So we have 3x raised to the power n. The formula, we know that it is n combine r, a, which is the first term, n minus r, b to the power r. Okay, so let's do the replacing. We know the first term, we know the second term. So we can have it as 1 minus 3x rather, or n, n combine r. So a, the first term is 1, n minus r. The second term is negative 3x raised to the power r, like that. So how do we know the value of r? Well, it's easy because we have x here, and remember, we've been told that it's x squared. So meaning that this r, for us to have a squared here, the value of r is 2. So we can say since r is 2, then let's see what we get. We'll have 1 minus 3x is equals to n combine 2, 1 to the power n minus 2. Then here we have negative 3x in brackets squared. Okay, so it's important to note that for this part here, 1 raised to any number, in this case will just be 1, so we can just, this is just 1. So 1 minus 3x or n, now what we have is just n combined 2, and for this part, we have 9x squared, like that. Okay. Now remember, the question says the coefficient of the x squared term is 90. So the coefficient of this is 90. So how do we break this down? It's important to note that we need to break down the combination first. Remember, what we have here is n combined 2, 9x squared. So the coefficient of all this is equals to 90, like that. So since it's equals to 90, we can just say 90x squared. So now, so the coefficient with its respective variable, which is x squared. Combination for this part here. Let me just remind you of how we find a combination using factorials. So if you have the combination n combine r, let me use this other one. For the combination n combine r, what we get is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial r factorial. So this is the formula for a combination. Now what we have in this case, we have the value of r, of which our value of r is 2. So for this combination here, we can have it as n factorial divided by n minus r, so that is n minus 2 factorial r factorial, which is 2 factorial, multiplied by so this 9x squared. Let's push it to the other side. So we can just say all this is equals to 90x squared divided by 9x squared. Because remember, we're looking for the value of n. So this 9x squared we just push to the other side. The combination is what we have here. So what we're going to obtain now is, since we have n minus 2, let's reduce this combination to look like n minus 2. Hence we'll have n. So what comes before n? N minus 1. What comes before n minus 1? N minus 2. So let's give it a factorial. Why are we giving it a factorial? We want it to cancel with this one here. N minus 2 factorial. 2 factorial is as good as 2 times 1. So with what we've done here now, we can easily say the n minus 2 factorial can cancel out. But before we do that, let's remember that this is equals to 90. So 9 into 90 is just 10. The x squared cancels out. So this cancels with this. So the only thing we remain with now is n times n is n squared. N times 1 is n. Remember, all this is over 2, and all this is equals to 10, like that. If we cross multiply, we'll have n squared minus n is equals to 20, like that. So n squared minus n minus 20 is equals to 0. At this stage, it's just straightforward because we just have a typical quadratic equation of which our product is negative 20 and our sum is negative 1. The two values that we can use are negative 5 and 4. Hence, n squared minus 5n plus 4n minus 20 is equal to 0. Then n minus 5 plus 4, n minus 5 is equal to 0. So n plus 4, n minus 5 is equal to 0. Hence n is negative 4 or n is 5. So these are our solutions for the value n. I hope it makes sense. In case you have a question, please feel free to drop a comment and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you very much.